You are exhausted, not because your muscles are weak, but because your spirit is carrying too much weight. You open your eyes in the morning and already feel defeated. You chase empty results, drown in the infinite scroll, and by nightfall, even your sleep feels restless. We call this burnout. But Miyamoto Musashi, Japan's unrivaled sword saint, would call it something else, a fatal misalignment. He would tell you, your fatigue does not come from what you do, but why you do it. Consider the facts. Musashi survived over 60 duels to the death. He trained relentlessly, carved masterpieces, wrote philosophy, and meditated in isolation. Yet he never burned out. How? Because he lived with absolute direction, simplicity, and stillness. While the modern world runs in frantic circles chasing dopamine and validation, Musashi drew energy from walking a straight line, a path he forged himself. This is the secret to Musashi's infinite energy, and this is how you can finally stop being tired. Chapter 1. The moment you lost your power. Think back. You weren't born exhausted. There was a time when effort felt like play, when a challenge was a spark rather than a burden. But somewhere along the line, you started fighting a war against yourself. You began chasing goals that didn't belong to you. You fell into the trap of comparison, overthinking, and pleasing everyone except the person in the mirror. That is the precise moment your energy died. Musashi grasped this truth instantly. At only 13 years old, he faced a fully grown samurai named Arima Kihei and struck him down. But instead of seeking glory, he walked away into silence. No victory parade, no bragging, just cold reflection. He realized a fundamental law. The moment you fight for approval, you surrender your strength. Musashi didn't wield his sword to impress the world. He wielded it to master himself. That singular focus gave him a limitless reserve of power. You are tired right now because you are leaking energy. Every mindless scroll, every complaint, every moment of hesitation or validation seeking punches a hole in your spirit. The cure isn't more sleep, it is realignment. Identify what is essential and ruthlessly cut away the rest. That is the first step to never feeling tired again. Chapter 2. The Weight of Excess. Musashi moved through this world like a phantom, carrying nothing but what was strictly necessary. He wrote one golden rule: do nothing which is of no use. He slept on hard floors. He traveled barefoot, often owning nothing but the swords at his hip and the clothes on his back. To him, every possession, every clinging thought, and every emotional attachment was a potential weakness. In today's world, we do the exact opposite. We are buried under an avalanche of mental baggage, endless notifications, petty gossip, overcommitment, and crippling perfectionism. These seem like small things, but they are stones filling your pockets, piling up until they crush you. Musashi didn't strip his life down to look noble or spiritual. He did it to survive. He understood that in the heat of a duel, a single unnecessary thought was a death sentence. You are tired right now because you are carrying too much. You have too many tabs open in your brain. You are enslaved by fake obligations that add nothing to your soul. So, start cutting the weight. Clear your physical space. Simplify your daily routine. Ruthlessly cut out the people and habits that drain you. True energy does not come from doing more. It comes from doing less, with absolute, lethal focus. Chapter 3. The Myth of Motivation. Motivation is a comfortable lie. If Musashi had waited until he felt like it to train, he would have been slaughtered in his second duel. Instead, he made discipline his pulse. He trained when the rain blinded him, when the sun scorched him, and when the frost bit his skin. Records tell of him spending days perfecting a single strike, repeating the motion thousands of times until thought vanished. He wrote, "You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain." For Musashi, training wasn't about excitement, it was about rhythm. When a struggle becomes a rhythm, it stops draining you. Think about it. Brushing your teeth doesn't exhaust you. Why? Because it is automatic. It is simply part of your existence. That is how Musashi approached his art. He didn't try to be a warrior, he simply was. You are tired because you are addicted to motivation. Stop chasing a feeling. Build a rhythm. Do what must be done, even when it is boring, especially when it is boring. This is how you shift from burnout to boundless energy, by turning effort into identity. Chapter 4. The Art of Detachment. After years of bloodshed, Musashi faced his ultimate test, Sasaki Kojiro, a master known for terrifying speed. The year was 1612, the stage a remote island. Kojiro waited, immaculate in fine robes, his blade polished to a mirror finish, his confidence unshakable. Musashi arrived late. He was unwashed, unkempt, and in his hands he held no steel, only a rough wooden sword he had hastily carved from a boat oar on the ride over. The duel lasted mere seconds. One crushing, precise strike. Kojiro fell dead. Musashi turned his back and walked away without a word. He didn't celebrate. He didn't wait for applause, because for him, the victory was not the point. The clarity was. He wasn't attached to winning. He was devoted to mastering the moment. You are tired today because your energy is held hostage by outcomes. You chase the next number, the next win, the next hit of validation. Every time you tie your inner peace to an external result, you surrender your power. When you act without attachment, you become free. When you move for the sake of mastery, not recognition, you become unstoppable. Musashi didn't win because he fought harder. He won because he fought empty. His mind was still, his purpose clear. Detach from the result, and you will find the same infinite energy that carried him through history. Chapter 5. Stillness inside the storm. Musashi's true power did not come from rage or aggression. It was born from absolute stillness. In the quiet spaces between death matches, he didn't pace or panic. He meditated by rushing rivers. He painted ink landscapes. He carved wood. To him, the way of the sword and the way of art were identical. Both required the same total presence, the same deep calm. He famously said, "From one thing know 10,000 things." This means, if you can master deep stillness in one area of your life, that mastery bleeds into everything else. You are exhausted because your mind is a machine that never powers down. You wake up rushing. You eat while distracted. You even rest in motion, scrolling, overthinking, vibrating with anxiety. The samurai mastered the paradox, finding rest within movement. Every swing of the katana was a meditation. Every breath amidst the chaos of battle was peaceful. You must locate that stillness inside your own chaos. Find it in the gym, in writing, in a long walk, or in total silence. When your body is in motion but your mind remains still, that is when energy becomes infinite. Chapter 6. The true source of power. In his twilight years, Musashi vanished into the Reigando cave. He lived in solitude, pouring a lifetime of bloodshed and wisdom into his final masterpiece, the Book of Five Rings. His conclusion was absolute. True strength comes from knowing yourself completely, stripped of all illusion. The modern world tries to sell you shortcuts. We buy caffeine, comfort, and cheap dopamine hits, but none of them fill the void. Why? Because energy is not an external resource, it is an internal alignment. When your actions, your beliefs, and your goals all aim at the same target, your energy becomes infinite. Musashi required no motivation, no luxury, and no validation. He possessed only one thing: clarity. And clarity is power. If you want to end the exhaustion, stop living a divided life. Stop saying yes to the trivial. Stop fighting battles that do not advance you. Start walking your own path, your Dokodo, the way of walking alone. Because when your mind, body, and spirit move as one, nothing can defeat you. Musashi's secret wasn't magic, it was choice. He chose simplicity over comfort, rhythm over motivation, stillness over noise, purpose over pleasure. He mastered himself, and in doing so, he mastered life. You are tired right now because you have forgotten who you are. You have auctioned off your attention to things that mean nothing. Take it back. You do not need more rest. You need more purpose. Wake up. Train your mind with the same lethal devotion Musashi gave his sword. Cut away the useless. Align your actions. And one day, like that old samurai sitting in the cave, you will realize the truth. You were never tired. You were just out of alignment. Find your path, walk it alone, and you will never run out of energy again.